So welcome back to NSB Custom Cars. Last time that we talked, I was getting this floorboard ripped out. I got to a certain point, it got late and I had to go in. But I have came out and I've kind of worked on it a little bit. I still have a little bit more to go. But I got most of it out, as you can see here on the floor. That's all the little stuff. That's pretty much all the little extra stuff here. So let me show you what we have left. So as you can see, I got most of or pretty much all of the floorboard out. I've got all this trimmed out, everything across the cross member, the torsion bar catch here. So the only thing I have left to do is I gotta drill these spot welds out and get this piece of loose from the firewall, because I can't hammer that. If I hammer it, it's going to distort the metal. It's coming around to the back side here, and I have this piece here. It's got to come out, which hooks to the foot panels for the rear seat. So pretty much when they do this, you know, they come in here with these big long tongs from the factory, and they spot weld all the way down through here on both sides. But once this panel's in there, there's hardly any way to spot weld here, and there is none that I can feel. They do have some stitch welds here that I'll have to cut out. But once I get that piece out, the piece in the front out, and then I have to go back and clean up all the spots where I cut the spot welds loose. And I'm gonna pretty much paint inside and on top of all this, so it'll be protected for time to come. And we'll get the new floorboard set in. So let me get these knocked out. As you can see, I got these drilled and got these pieces cut off or took loose. So now I just got to come and cut these welds where they spot weld, or they didn't spot weld, they actually welded. So I got to cut all the way across there, and I should have both sides out. You can see both sides hanging down after drilling. And when I put the new piece in, that'll give me something I weld where all they did the spot welds, where I come back and do my weld, put the new panel back in. There you have it. I thought it was gonna make me put a new wheel on, but I made it. That's what the bottom part of the floorboard. So I have all of this extra. I got plenty of room to weld the new one. So the new floorboard is going to come in, shoots up underneath there. Heck yeah, nice. So before I get to cleaning all this up to get this new floorboard put in, we got a little road trip we're going to make. We're going to go look at another car. So let's go for a ride. So we're almost to where this car is that we're going to be picking up. We'll gonna go over it, and I'll let you know what we're gonna do with it. Well, we bought us a 2006 Dodge Charger. It does have a Hemi in it. That's the reason we bought it, because we're taking the motor and the transmission out of this car and we're going to put it in the 66 Satellite. That's the reason we bought this. It's a donor car. Right now, nothing on the dash works. I don't know if they got a fuse or a wire or something going on with it. Really not worried about it at this point. The AC's not working. Basically, we bought a motor. Transmission does have a little quiver to it. Car does have several miles on it, so we may be rebuilding the motor and transmission. I just had to have something to go back in this car, and we got a good deal on it. So this is going to be the new one, or let's say parts car for the 66. hopefully we make it home. So here's the new addition to the NSB Custom Cars. It's a 2006 Charger RT. It's an old 4-door car. The big thing that we do have the Hemi in it. And this is going to go pretty much the power plant, and everything in this car is going to go in the 66. So we got a really good deal on the old car. We give $2,000. Drove it home. Motor runs strong. It is a high mileage car. It's got almost 300,000. It's got 290,000 on it. When I drove it coming home, it had plenty of power. It runs fine. The transmission goes through all the gears. Do notice a little either a torque converter shuttle that kind of gives you a little shimmy in it when it shifts, but you know, that's kind of the way it goes when you get one with that kind of miles on it. But it's no big deal. Plan on probably putting a different torque converter or even a new one in it, and probably go through the take the transmission down and have them go through the shop. So we'll have the transmission and motors going to come out and go in this car, and may even put some wheels. Got brand new tires on it all the way around, really nice shape. And I'm pretty sure I just measured, I think the wheels and tires are both on there. I'll have to see how they fit. The only other thing that was wrong that I seen with it was nothing in the instrument panel was coming on. I mean, the tach, the speedometer, the heat gauge, the gas hand. So the instrument panel was dead. Hopefully it's an electrical problem somewhere, maybe even a fuse. I don't know. I'm gonna go through it and we're gonna see what's gonna go down with that. But a lot of this I'm gonna incorporate into the new car. The seats and stuff is not gonna go in. I'm trying to keep the car kind of, when you walk up into the 66, I want it to look like it's pretty much a stock car, but it'll have all the other surprises in it. But there's a lot of things on this car that I can use. So this is pretty much going to be like I said, a donor car pretty much for the satellite. But this thing really runs nice. Let me get in here and start this thing. She fires right up. Runs nice. No smoke. Being that this car has this many miles on it, so when I pull this motor and transmission out, I will be going through the motor, put a kit in it. That way it'll have new rings, bearings, and anything that might need to be done to it. I'm going to go through it because this is going to be a fresh motor when I put it in that car. That way you'll get a lot of miles out of it. And like I said, I'm going to redo the transmission. So hopefully I can get all that done for a decent price. I'm trying to keep the price on this car down best I can. And this really helps it, because find a Hemi online, they're wanting $5,000–6,000 for them. Buying a whole car with all this seems to be a whole lot better than not. So let me pop the hood here. So there's the power plant. Got a 5.7 in it. Oil's clean. Looks like they just got finished putting a brand new water pump on it. This is an intact car. It's not cut up. It's not been butchered or anything. It drove really nice. And we got radiator, electric fans. I might even be able to incorporate most of this AC. So I'm gonna try to put AC in this car. So we're gonna put this up, put it up for a little bit. I'm gonna get back on this car in here, and then as soon as I get the the satellite Belvedere off the lift, get this floorboard back in to a point to where we can start playing. And getting it all put back in. So I'm at the point right now, I've got everything cut out. I gotta come in, I gotta do some cleaning and some grinding, so that's what I'm fixing to do. So I have to come in, I gotta grind all these little spot welds off of the cross member coming through here. And I'm gonna have to remove my emergency brake because the floorboard's not going to set in with the pedal in the way. So I'm going to pop it out and clean all this up and get this new floorboard put in. And that's my goal for today. At least get it fitted in. If I get it fit in, welding won't take no time. I can pop this in. Once I start welding, I'll have it done in 10, 15, 20 minutes of welding. Because it's just going to be a bunch of spot welds to go back in. But other than that, that's where we're at. So let me get to grinding. So I've got all this painted on the top side, so when I put this floorboard in, all that's going to be protected, because that's never going to see the light of day again. It hasn't since 1966 seen light of day until this floorboard came out. So I sprayed inside that frame and all. That'll be good. So now we're going to set the floorboard in. So pretty much the floorboard sets in. I'm going to have to, push down on all this and get it butted up a little bit, and then the same across the front, but she's fit right in there like it's supposed to. As you can see all the way over on the other side. The hole right there, that's for the seat belts to go in. The bolt hole's in that hole. About got a brand new floor in it. You got to get it welded in next. So now we got the floorboard in place. I had to level that front up all the way across that seam and clamp it in. And let me show you. But one other thing, that if you're planning on doing something like this at home or go to put a floorboard in, this floorboard is one solid piece. They come in, you can buy them to where it's split right down through the center and it come into two pieces. And that's going to fall in to where this is a hardtop car. There's no post here. That floorboard will slip right through here, and it takes a lot of room. If you have a post car, you're going to need to order the one that has the two pieces, because you're not going to be able to get them in because that post is in the way. I even measured the windshield, thought I could come through there, but I don't think it would come through there. There might be a way. No, it's the same. It's almost square. It's not going to go through there. It'd be hard. So let me show you my clamping. So there's the, here's the frame rail coming into the floorboard. You see how I got it clamped all the way across to the other side. That's going to be my first seam that I weld. And pretty much all I'm going to do, let's see if we can get a view of it. I'm going to have to pick this up a little bit here. You can see all the holes that I drilled, so I'm just going to fill them holes in with weld, which is going to be spot welding that sheet right back. You can see I've welded one hole right here a little bit. I'm going to weld a little more on it. Got another hole here. A little paint wants to burn. That's got it. So you can take and move your buy strips and get these tight as you want as you go. Now we pretty much got the floorboard all welded in, patch welded in. So I got to come in here and clean all this stuff out, do a little vacuum work. I still got to come back with seam sealer. We got to seam seal all this, put all that back on. And while Lee was spot welding that in, I finished up the hood scoop. So I had to create all my metal here. So I got a whole brand new flange all the way around. As you can tell, it's all pop riveted in. I put a steel rod that runs all the way across the mouth of it. So now I'm going to take it down to my buddy up at the flea market. He does a lot of fiberglass work, and he's got a chop gun that automatically mixes everything and sprays it right on there. I'm going to fiberglass all this around the sides and then on the inside of it. So we got the holes patched up in the back. We had a couple of holes, had one here, one over here. Got them all patched up, so all we have to do is kind of clean. Actually, we did have one little hole up here in the corner, and we had another little hole over here in that corner there. We welded up. Floorboard completely welded in all the way. So it's all put in, so all we have to do is clean up in here, do my seam sealing. And last but least, we got our project car for it, so we're good to go. So don't forget to subscribe, and that's all for this video. Bye.